Hello, everyone. We are again at that time of the year when we are waiting for the IPL 2021 to get started. The last year, we had the IPL in Dubai. It was a bit different. We missed the usual excitement of actually seeing the fans in the stadium, and it's going to be no different this time. With the cases rising the way they are, it is very likely that we will perhaps have the IPL atmosphere very similar to the one that we had a couple of months back being played in Dubai. So today we will start reviewing some of the teams. The first team that we'll start reviewing is the team that is closest to my heart because I happen to be from the mystical land of Hyderabad, the land of the Nawabs, the land of the laid back people. But if there is one thing that's really remarkable about this team is that this team is not laid back. Yes, this team is very relaxed. Perhaps gives you an impression that this is maybe one of those teams along with CSK, perhaps Mumbai Indians, which does not really get frazzled and which takes its time, which plays its cricket, which is really sure of the process that they have in place and believes in sticking to that process, going out there, expressing themselves, and let the results speak for themselves. So, given the fact that they were perhaps one of the more subdued teams at the IPL auction, and given the fact that they had remarkable success with this team, 2016 is the last time that they won, but from then on, SRH has been one of the more consistent teams, which on a very regular basis makes it to the playoffs, even when most of the pundits do not give them a chance. Just like none of them gave them a chance during 2020 when they, let's face it, did not really have a very good season. It was on, off. They would win a couple of games back to back, then they would go on to lose about 3 or 4 games. Now, given this background and given the fact that they've signed up a couple of really exciting players this time, Mujibur Rahman happens to be one of those. So, towards the latter half of the tournament, when you expect the ball to be spinning a little bit, you could actually expect SRH to go and play with both the spinners, right? You could have Rashid Khan as well as Mujib playing in the same team. However, for today's discussion, let's look at what could be the possible playing 11 that this team would like to start their journey with. So the first player, without any doubt, is going to be their fantastic leader, inspirational captain, who's perhaps been the best batsman in the IPL in the last 5 to 6 years. Yes, we speak of ABs. Yes, we speak of Virat Kohli. Yes, we speak of MS Dhoni, Suresh Raina. But if you actually look at the numbers from 2014 onwards, I don't think there has been another batsman as consistent as David Warner. And the best thing about him is, despite being one of the more, or rather the most attacking batsmen of this era, he knows how to actually pace his innings. So it's going to be David Warner who's going to be opening the batting without a shadow of a doubt. Now, the more interesting question is who is going to be partnering him at the other end? Both of them are Glauman. One happens to be the super successful international player Johnny Bairstow, but he also takes away one foreign player slot. The other happens to be Ridhaman Saha, who's actually done really well. In fact, if you again go by numbers, in the power plays, he happens to be one of the most attacking, aggressive, and successful batsmen. So there is a possibility that the SRH may want to start with David Warner and Ridhaman Saha as their openers, which automatically means that the number 3 slot then goes to the ever dependable and perhaps the most likable cricketer in the world cricket right now, Kane Williamson, or as we call in Hyderabad, Hamare Kenanna. So Kenanna bats at number 3, which perhaps means that Manish Pandey, who frankly hasn't really done enough justice to the kind of talent that he has. I mean, we do not really expect Manish Pandey to drop catches, right? He's perhaps one of the best fielders in the Indian cricket. Gun fielder, can field at any position, but we saw him put on a few catches in last year's IPL. So I'm sure he's got a few points to prove. And the fact that he hasn't really been in the scheme of things so far as the Indian cricket is concerned with regards to 50 over and 20 over cricket, he may want to prove a point or two, and no better platform than the IPL. So we expect Manish Pandey to get started at number 4. Number 5 again, depending on whether Vijay Shankar manages to remain injury free, could actually be him because he gives you that good balance. He can be your fifth, sixth bowler, bowl a couple of overs. On his day, he can use the long handle to good effect. He's also someone, in case you lose a lot of early wickets, he could probably come in and kind of give that balance to the middle order. So I would say Vijay Shankar would perhaps bat at number five. Number six, I think we have three options. So it could be Priyam Garg if you want to go with a classic batsman, or it could actually go to the Jammu and Kashmir attacking batsman Abdul Samad, or if you want to have that additional bowling option, brilliant fielder, it could also be Abhishek Sharma. Now, Abhishek Sharma, in the few innings that he played last year, did a very good job. But the only problem was at times it almost seemed like he had a lot more potential than what he actually ended up delivering. So that's something that Abhishek Sharma would want to rectify this year. Again, just like what we saw in Mushtaq Ali and the other domestic tournaments this year, he's had a couple of really fantastic innings, but it's the consistency that's a massive problem at this point. So long story short, at number six, SRH has these three options, or you could also throw in a Virat Singh. So these are perhaps the four options, and they may want to rotate between these players for the number six position. Number seven, without a doubt, has to be one of the two brilliant all rounders that this team has. So it could either be Jason Holder, who had a fantastic IPL with the SRH last year, or it could be Mohammad Nabi. I think Mohammad Nabi happens to be one of the most underrated cricketers in world cricket right now. Brilliant off spinner. There is nothing mysterious about his bowling. He's just one of your old school classical off spinners and someone who has a crazy strike rate and can use that long handle to a great effect. So if it's a pitch which is turning a little bit, you would probably want to go with Mohammad Nabi at seven. If not, you may want to play Jason Holder at seven. So that also fills up your third foreign player slot. At number eight, without any question, it's going to be Rashid Khan. I mean, it's probably the first name or the second name that goes into the player sheet, if you will. So number eight is going to be Rashid Khan. Number nine, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and it was so pleasing to see him being back in form, doing what he does best. When you actually saw all the other bowlers being smashed to all corners, this was one player who perhaps was going at 4.5 runs per over in T20 format as well as 50 over cricket. So Bhuvneshwar Kumar being back in form, being fit is the best news for SRH. Number 10, the new Yorker monster. I mean, he bowls Yorker set well. So having Tina Trajan in the team now gives so much flexibility to David Warner to actually use Bhuvaneshwar wherever he wants. In the past, he would have to keep 2 overs of Bhuvaneshwar towards the end, but now he knows that he's got another banker with him who's going to give him 2 really good overs towards the end. So David Warner may want to actually use Bhuvaneshwar Kumar in the middle phase if you have a really good batsman who walks in and he wants to maybe buy a wicket or something. So definitely the number 10 bowler. And the last bowler is going to be, without a doubt, Sandeep Sharma. So this is the 11 that I think the SRH is going to go with. Do you agree with me? Do you have a different viewpoint? Please share.